today, the topic of the day, Sunday. First of all, I hope everyone is safe out there and you're having like great time in the summer. You're trying to do your best during this period. So we all know that it's not as easy. We can't travel and so on, but we try our best. Anyway, we want to start today with the topic. First of all, it's a story.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly. It's not actually a topic. It's more like a story, and I think it's a very, for me, was confirming what I already kind of thought, but at the same time, it was really inspirational for me. And basically, I just wanted to share it with you guys. So I met up with one of my students in dancing, and it was really long time since I saw him, and it was just nice to meet him again. And basically, we would just ask, like, we were just talking about life and how everything is going and everything. And somehow we came up into talking about his past and business and all of those things, because I'm always interested in that side of my students' life, because most of them are super, super successful people. And it's just super interesting to hear how they became that successful and how they managed to do in their life. And anyway, so this guy, he grew up from, he had a normal job, like he became an engineer, civil engineer, I think, or electro engineering. Yeah, anyway, so that was his profession, that was his title. And he worked for Siemens company for 8 years and just build up his way within that company. And by the age of 30, he decided that was enough, and that he was actually, he told me, I don't know if it's true, but he told me that he got, his paycheck was basically 6 times the normal paycheck, because he was that valuable for the company. And that was just through knowing his things and really working hard within the company. So anyway, he decided that by the age of 30 that he wanted to go by himself and create his own company from scratch. And that company basically is also like an engineering company where they are designing all the electricity within hotels or office buildings or stuff like that, where they find out where the plug needs to be, where the light needs to be, and all of those things. And he basically from scratch, from the age of 30, built up his company, and it's just like a multi-billion company now. He retired already, his son is taking over and stuff. But basically I asked him, after he finished kind of talking about it, I asked him, so if you had to choose one thing, what would be the success factor of your story and of why you became successful? Like, if you have to choose only one thing. And I tell you, it was really, really interesting, because he just completely lighted up, and he immediately within a second answered hard work. Yeah. So basically, from like, he could have chosen anything and he chose hard work. And then I said, okay, that's interesting. So what do you mean? Like, can you talk more about it? And he was like, yeah, basically hard work, sacrifices, and persistency. So he told me he's out of a bigger family. Me too, by the way. But he's from big family, and he told me that actually his brothers and sisters are much more clever than him, and have better degrees. They are generally more intelligent. So he said, I'm by far not the most intelligent in general, not only his family, but in general. He says he doesn't consider himself clever. He doesn't consider himself like in that way, how do you say, brainy or anything like that. He just said, basically what I have is that I have hard work, and I continue, and I never give up. So I just go for it. If I choose something, I will make it happen. And I just think that that's so inspirational and so true, because you don't need, like, we have so many examples in the world about top leaders who actually never finished college, not even high school. Like 2 examples just on the top of my head, like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, both of them, they didn't finish college, right? And they are both incredible, successful human beings. Now, my student, he did finish college and he did have let's say, a normal career, or like in a company, but nevertheless, at the age of 30, changed career path and became an entrepreneur. And I just think that it's just confirming what I already thought, that in my case, for example, I don't feel that I'm by far not very intelligent at all compared to people who are taking huge university degrees and stuff. However, I do feel that I'm trying to really go for what I want in life. And I think that just hearing him confirming that thought for me was just really incredible. So hard work, guys. Yes, we are in SFM, and the reason why we came into SFM was in order to automate our work and to actually not work hard. But it takes hard work. Like sometimes you have to sacrifice the exact thing that you're searching for. So we came in searching for financial freedom, we came in searching for time freedom and geographical freedom. Those was kind of the three things to feel comfortable to retire our dancing career when it's time to do so. And actually, funny enough, we are investing more time and more money than ever. and so that just confirms that the very thing that you're searching for actually is the thing that maybe you need to sacrifice in the beginning on a consistent basis, and then you will see the fruits of your work down the line.
Yeah.
So yeah, hard work basically, and sacrifices, guys, that will bring you further. I just had to share that.
Yeah, giving up is not an option.
No, actually, he said, I never give up. Yeah, and it's just, yeah. You will definitely fail, and you will definitely go through things which are super, super tough, and how do you say, kind of that you feel that you're hitting a wall.
At first you see no way out, but then
exactly, yeah, you will hit the wall, and you will not hit once, you will hit twice, 3 times, 4 times, 10 times, 100 times, no matter how many times it will take you. But if you keep going there in a different angles, at one point, you will break through, and you will go to where you want to go. So really, remember, actually, that was you, Davide, telling me a few days ago that about this book you were reading about.
Yes.
Is that the one you want to talk about later?
Yes, yes,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna destroy your little
it's okay.
speak here, but yeah, so he will just mention to you a really, really cool thing as well for the mindset about failure a little bit later on the call.
Just telling you this little story that we are not our intelligence is not defined through a degree, and most famous and very wealthy people that they're achieving huge success, they always say one thing, that there is always smarter people out there that can do the job better than you. You just need to outsource and find the solution. There will be no way that stop you to achieve the final goal, the end goal. Whatever source you might need, go and search if you are not capable of it, unless invest time to master the skill. And this is also very, very, very important. And I had experience with my own previous business, and I was trying to get somehow a marketing, like I wanted to market my product. So I was selling product online, and they were like product from Italy, like Italian food in a jar. And I wanted to reach out to more people. I wanted to actually scale somehow the business and let the internet work for me. But
without knowing how to do it.
Without knowing how to do it. And I went and asked to many, many different people, many different agencies. And I ask, and I always get a different, kind of similar, but still different answer. And at some point, like I came from one of the solutions would be like go to an agency, and actually you invest the money, and would be like quite pretty high sums for new small business starting out. So actually the budget was not included in my business company. So I say, okay, you know what? I got to learn this. And maybe this is actually going to help me to boost any kind of business in the future. And there you go as well when SFM come across. And this was exactly the solution to my problem. Trying to learn something that I could scale it with anything online. So this was just a short story. Anyway, so
persistency, basically. That's and hard work. Yeah.
It is.
That's what we just wanted to say through to you.
Is.
So maybe we should continue then.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
We have today a few things that we wanted to mention, and one of them was the story, and the other thing we want to talk about is books. So book recommendations. So we believe that you should continue growing, you should continue learning, you should continue constantly work on yourself, your own mindset, because the more you invest into yourself, the more outcome you will have. And one of the ways how we continue to invest into our own mindset is by listening to audiobooks. And we do it actually every morning when we're walking. So we actually do separate it, because I wake up a little bit earlier than Davide, but we walk 20 minutes to half an hour and listening to audiobooks. And the one that I'm listening to at the moment, I'm almost done. I didn't finish it completely, but I really want to recommend it, because literally I have never read a better book in my life, or heard a better book in my life. And it's basically from a Navy SEAL, and it's talking about his life, and coming from absolutely nothing, and how he just fought and fought and fought and fought throughout his whole life, different episodes. So each chapter is a different episode of his life, and which challenges he went through. And if you do listen to the audiobook, there is like half audiobook, so half reading out loud and half podcast. So in between each chapter, him together with the guy who's reading it out loud, who helped him write the book, they are kind of questioning or like having an interview. So you even get even deeper into the reason behind the chapter, or what happened in that period of his life. So it's super, super interesting. So I would really recommend that you listen to the audiobook. And the book is called Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And you can even Google him. He's amazing. How can you say? I think I never read a book which is more, I wouldn't say inspiring, but more eye-opening in and helping me or pushing me to dig into my life and my past, because it gives you also challenges throughout the book. And it's asking you to do the same what he's done for him, to do the same in your life for yourself. And I really, really cherish that quite a lot, because sometimes when you read books, you will feel that they're super inspiring, super motivational, and you will feel like really a high kick from reading them. And then like the day after, you're like, okay, now, and then you go out maybe to read another one. Sometimes I feel like that with motivational videos, like when you listen to it, you're like really pumped up, and then like half an hour later, you're like back to your normal self. But this book, for me, is really good because it's giving you these challenges. So you have to do it, and you have to think and write down from your own life and your own experience. And it just made me realize that I'm doing, and I was doing, and I still am doing so little compared to what I can, And I'm not going to ruin it too much for you, because I really do recommend that you read it. But literally every person, like, I think that's maybe that's the essence of being human, is to wanting to feel comfortable. And I think that especially people around you, people who love you, like your family, your friends and everything, they will always try to talk you out of doing something, which initially maybe sounds a little bit, how do you say, too much, in the sense, let's say, for example, with the business, that's actually exactly the reason why we didn't say anything to our parents, because we know that they love us, and we know that they would probably say, oh my God, that's too much, or oh my God, are you sure you can make it happen, and don't worry about that, it's too much, or like, because they want to protect us, right? And I think that that's just so, like I said, human, because we always want the best for the people around us and for the people that we love. So we always want to make them comfortable and feeling loved, and all of these positive feelings. But in order to grow, you need to feel uncomfortable. You need to go out there, out of your comfort zone, and you need to push yourself, because only, like, I remember this quote so clearly, like, God really placed all the most beautiful things on the other side of fear. But you can either stay on the other side of fear, or on the other side of your comfort zone, on the, like, on in the unknown space, right? So you need to be uncomfortable, you need to feel pushed, or going out of your normal life, or your normal habits, and your normal everyday things that you're doing, in order to grow and in order to create a better life for yourself. And this book really inspires me to do that, and it actually not only inspires me, but it gives me action to do that. And it really opened my eyes to the possibilities of being a human being, not only of being an athlete, or being like a marketer, or a wife, or anything. Like, it's just human beings. We are doing only so little, and we can do so much. So really, I recommend that you read it, and or listen to it if you have Audible, or any online. Actually, I don't know if it's another ones. We use Audible, by the way, to listen to our books, but you can definitely also just read it. So I think that was for me.
Yeah.
Amazing book.
Let's see if we have a kind of a list that we have downloaded but still not started, because we wanted to finish one by one. So, for example, the one I wanted to talk about is actually, I'm not sure if it was 17 or 24 hours. So actually, it is a long book to digest, and as well, in the particular one that I wanted to talk about, is also having some chapter where you need to put some action into it. So you need to go and do something before you move on the next chapter.
So similar to the one I'm also reading.
Yes.
It's like it's giving tasks.
Yes. But the title is The Success Principle by Jack Canfield. And let's say that there is about, I don't know how many principles, but there are many principles inside. And each of them is talking about either himself experiencing something or somebody else's story. And what I get the best out, like what the most things that really touched me is how we actually are trying to apply in simple the law of attraction, explaining what it is and how you can actually can manifest things that you want really in life. And for example, it started through also the vision board that you go and research, and you actually write down your 12 point, maybe 12 or 13. This actually can be how many you want. It's just about what you really want in life and what you actually can do. Is it write down in those different 11 or 12 or whatever number it is chapter. In each field might be different. So for example, you might have which kind of house you would like to live in very details. How many room, how many if you want a garden, or if you want to have a swimming pool, like all those details. And any materialistic stuff, cars, private jet, helicopter, iPhone, iMac, whatever it is that you wish. Then also the person you want to live with, the family. And there is all this point that you actually need to think about. Allow yourself some time, half an hour or so, where you actually even suggest to put the music on. Just listen to yourself and write down what you really feel in that specific field. and there was as well the mindset in terms like he always saying that every action you're taking will determine your future. And this is so true because we are only one action away from actually determine our future. And there is sometimes like in some cases we feel afraid to take that action or that particular step, as Caroline mentioned in the other book, simply because we are afraid to go into that zone. We don't know what is going to happen down there, what can happen, and fear start to play, which is another principle that he's saying. Fear actually does only stop you to actually achieve what you really want in life. And fear on its own, it means fantasy, experience, fantasy experience, can't remember the other word, but reality, the last, abstract reality, something like that.
Abstract, yeah, can be.
Maybe.
Fits.
Yeah, but this was really, it is true because we are fearing something that is not true. And we create that movie in our mind, in our brain, that stop us to actually take the step. And we start to ask all these questions to ourselves. What if I do this, then it's going to happen that? Or what if I do this, and then it's going to happen that? And this, if I do this, oh my God, then it's going to happen that. So all of this, we are predicting our future, and we give ourselves some worst case scenarios all the time. And that's our ego playing the game and let us stop to do anything. And
actually, I remember, sorry, can I just break in here? I just wanted to mention, because I remember talking to one of the mentors, like when we just started out, I think like really, really early on. And he told us that there is two types of fear. So there is the authentic fear and there is the opposite, not authentic. And the authentic fear, he said, it was so funny, he said, so basically authentic fear is if you sleep in the wood or in a tent or something like that, and you open in the morning, you unzip, you imagine you're so happy, you unzip, there's a nice lake there, you unzip, you open, you go out, and basically you're gonna stare right into the eyes of a big brown bear, and it's right there and it's ready and it's with the teeth and it's basically going to eat you, and you basically need to run for your life. That's true authentic fear, because you are literally fighting for your life. Unauthentic fear, on the other hand, is basically your mind. So like Davide said, abstract things, right? So you are thinking, okay, this can happen, that can happen, like you're making up stories within your mind that you think is real, but it's not. It's not real at all. And those are the fears that we should be able to control with our mind, and with time, like with practice, you can understand, okay, and you can kind of do this. Is this one authentic fear, or is it just me making up a story? And if it's just me making up a story, then you need to say, okay, fine, it's fine, I feel it, I acknowledge it, now what can I do to pass through it?
That's so true.
Yeah,
acknowledge the fear, like it will be
it's
there, and we'll play normal, the game every time. It's the most important is how you respond to it, how you can become the master on control the fear as much as you can, because you will always feel those butterfly in your stomach that might be happy butterfly, might be scary shit butterfly. Sorry the word, but I wanted to show you an experience I had, and this exactly related also to Caroline, what she said about fear. When it comes, like, we are not seeing anymore like two lions running after us on the street and you need to survive. That is really pure fear and survival fear. But the experience I had is like, I have a dream that I would like to jump out of an airplane. So I want to do skydiving. And
it's on his bucket list.
The idea is actually very exciting, very, very exciting. And so far, I haven't put an action on it. So it's still on standby, right? So I know I want to do it, but sometimes I think myself, how is going to be there, up there, and then they tell me 3, 2, 1, and I need to jump. Oh my God. Who knows my reaction, what will be? I don't really know. I know that I'm excited to do it, but probably when I go up there,
you're excited because you're sitting here comfortably.
I'm here in the zone of confidence. Say, yeah,
that would be nice. Whatever.
I'm gonna smash it and jump and so on. No fear, no nothing. No, absolutely. I think I'm gonna feel the fear, but I will do it anyway. So this is my plan. But I will tell you once it's gonna happen. To connect with that, what has happened already in the past is that I did a smaller sky jump, which was basically here near Hong Kong in Macau. And I went to jump through a tower which was 267 meters. And beautiful. Look at this, the situation. We were there. I saw the tower. Yeah. Oh, really? Are they doing skydiving? Let's go.
No, actually, can I just jump in? Because actually, that's not exactly how it happened. It happened that we were in Macau and downstairs from this tower where we found out by chance that you could actually jump out of it. And I had actually created for Davide on the previous birthday the fact that you should go to sky jump. That was his birthday present from me, but it didn't happen because of weather and conditions and stuff like that. So then I told him, let's do it, and you immediately, yes, let's do it. And we bought the tickets down, right? Yeah. So we bought the tickets, we came in, and then you can continue your story.
So basically what has happened, we bought the ticket downstairs, cleverly downstairs. We took the elevator. On the way up through the elevator, I start to see the city, the building, the cars start to look smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And my first reaction I had was, I'm not going to jump. I'm gonna come down immediately. And I was serious. I said to her, I'm not gonna jump. I'm not. No way. So I was going up until you reached the highest point where we were actually supposed to jump. And coming out, and we start to, okay, this is a normal place, there's nothing there. Then we walk a little bit further, and then you start to have a see-through floor. And there you start to see everything even more. And I said, no, I'm really, I want to go down now. I'm not going to jump. And so then she allowed me 1 minute to come down, and then she explained, now I'm also a little bit afraid to jump and so on, because we wanted to jump together. But let's take a walk. Let's walk for 10 minutes, because anyway we bought it already and we can't get the refund. So we rather jump, So okay, but I want to go. I want to go down. But don't worry, just walk around. And then this walking, 10 minutes walking around and just getting yourself comfortable in that area, in that zone, close to the highest fear. And then you start to see people already jumping before you. So you start to get yourself, you justify it with logic that it's okay to jump. It's safe and there's nothing to worry about, and so on and so on. So it come to the point that we had to jump. So we prepared everything. I was excited and afraid and everything at the same time. And I say to her, listen, I'm going to jump first. I'm not going to be a gentleman this time, because I know that if I see you jumping and you perhaps will be afraid, then I'm not going to jump by myself later. So let me do the first approach. Let me die first so you can die after me. So I went there, and the guy let me stand like few seconds just at the edge where you have just the sky in front of you, and then if you look down, it's like it's the best view ever you could ever like imagine, with a little bit of wind also. It was very, very nice, but very, very scary. And they told me, I will count until 3, and then you jump. I said, yes, I will do it. I'm in. And then I just looked straight to the sky. I didn't want to look down because I knew that I would be more afraid to jump. So I looked straight forward. I count 1, 2, 3, and I jump. I push myself. It was 1 second that I jumped, and it was the most, when you feel this empty stomach, that there is a lot of air in the stomach, and then the rest of the fall was pure fun, pure joy, pure. It was really amazing.
Mhm.
And so, or you prepare all of this story that you make up yourself. You know, I'm afraid. I don't want to jump. What if this happened? What is it? You find all the reason not to go, simply because the fear want to stop you. And so at that time, I wasn't really much aware of fear as I am now. I'm still developing and trying to master that like a little bit more. Even when we are on stage, when we do competition, and you are by yourself, alone, trying to talk to 100 people, fear will be there, excitement will be there, but it's how you manage that will make the difference.
Another fear, actually, just to continue on this. So we both jumped in the end, and we were extremely
The
happy and extremely relieved afterwards.
When we talk today about the experience, it's like the best experience
it's
we ever
really
had.
really
It was
good memory.
really
Yeah.
that contrast of excitement, happiness, and so on. So
Yeah, it's really incredible. But another type of fear that we had, for example, was actually the first time we had to have a webinar. Remember?
Oh yes,
we were literally. Yeah, I'm not gonna say, but we were really scared. And actually, it's funny because you can be scared of just the fact of speaking in front of other people, you know, and like nothing would happen to us. It's we by ourselves speaking into a camera, and we were that was for me maybe even more scary than to jump, because jump for me is an action I'm taking. This is also an action, but it's just a different type of fear, you know. But again, it's just a fear that you put in your mind. It's not authentic fear. It's a story.
Yeah, absolutely.
And every time that you do something with what you are fearful of, you immediately straight after feel so proud of yourself, and you feel so incredible happy. You feel really powerful by pushing through that challenge that you were facing. So really, that's actually how you gain confidence. I think we spoke about this before. How to gain confidence is to accomplish small tasks or small fears. I say small because in a bigger picture, it's all going to be small. At the time of the event, it's going to feel huge. So it's definitely not a small thing, but just in the big picture, it is a lot of small episodes, or a lot of episodes in general, which when you pass through each of the episode, like for example speaking in a webinar, or like you jumping out, but afterwards the incredible feeling you are having, and you really like clapping yourself on the shoulder, like I did this. Now what else? Now what is the next? What can I now do? You know, so you really gain so much from pushing through your boundaries.
And one, actually, Enrico, which is on the call, I think he also can relate to that fear too, because we did a challenge together, and you know the progress that you had for only a month time of trying to put the challenge of yourself in front of the camera.
It's really incredible
to see the progress. And
so nice.
Before that, if you think about how you approach that fear, you did amazing. But you know, you need also sometimes an accountability partner that push you a little bit, just that little bit, that actually let you take the step, and then you see massive result. Gain confidence up on the next. So you're always trying to gain that confidence because of small tiny success things, and this is very
I think maybe
important.
We should just share to everybody else what it is that Enrico is going through, and I hope it's okay that we're doing that, Enrico.
Yeah, I mean,
so basically, so you want to tell?
Yes. We started with the
Enrico had the biggest fear of speaking in front of camera.
yes, and how we overcome, how I wanted to help him is that I asked him to actually do a challenge with me, because even though we know that in SFM there is a 90-day video journey, the fear stopped him to take the step and jump into that particular Facebook group. And of course,
Too many people,
and what they're gonna think about me, like all those fear that we all have, comes to play. So I choose to help him in a different way, and I ask him to send me every day for 30 days one video, and to begin with, no speaking, no nothing, just put yourself in front of the camera and do something, whether if it's cooking, whether if it's gardening, driving a car, like anything. Just no speaking, no talking.
Just be. Yeah.
After a few days, start to, if you want to share something about what you're doing, what's going on in your life, what are you doing during your day, what are you making for dinner for your family. And I saw his progress throughout the days, that was getting more and more comfortable. Much more, like when I see the last video, I say, oh my God.
Yeah.
He did it by himself, took the accountability partner, which was me, encouraging him on progress with that particular fear that he can overcome, and he take his challenge every day, and he shared with me so many great stuff, and I have learned from him as well.
Yeah.
At the end, I said, wow, this is a really powerful a journey where you are actually, with a good intent, you help people to overcome fear. And what a great things to see Enrico today, that he's gonna start his YouTube channel no matter what, because now fear is no longer there. And this is how we all should approach a particular fear. We shouldn't let this fear stop us, but talk about, ask for help, because there is people out there that are ready to help. You're like, with good intent, you know?
Yeah, and also like the fact that how you then approached it together, the two of them, is basically like he said, instead of just pushing to try to get him to talk in front of the camera immediately, you did it step by step, right? Yeah. So the first thing, what was that? Just to be in front of the camera, sending this video where he was just there. And then slowly starting to talk about it, and then talking to the camera, talking in front of the camera. And in the end of the 30 days, he was like saying long stories.
On fire.
And it was... Man,
you were on fire.
Yeah, it's really, we're so incredibly proud of you, because really it's just amazing to see how a person can develop that much in such a short time. Really.
And thank you for trusting me, because I know that you could have found another reason why not to do the challenge with me.
Yeah.
And this is really, really, I'm really happy for it.
Yeah.
So I guess this is it for today.
I think yes. I think it's just, we just wanted to talk a little bit about the mindset, about the importance of constantly working hard, like connecting what I spoke about in the beginning. So working hard, being consistent, and facing your fears, constantly investing into yourself and your own growth, and you will see, like with Enrico, things will change.
For anything, reach out. We are here to help, guys.
Yes.
See you on the next Sunday.
Yes.
With another subject.
Bye,
Take care.
guys.
Have a lovely week. Bye.